Tuesday, Thanksgiving week, day 27, week 14. I think I got that right. Cyber defense. We're got a team. It's going to go. If you still want to get involved, let me know. But we're heading down Friday afternoon, the 6th, and then competitions all day Saturday, the 7th of December. Yeah, like a little over a week and a half. Network essentials. We did a lot of configuring on devices today. We talked about network devices. The labs, there's nothing to turn in for those until next week. We'll adjust those a little bit. And then this will be Thursday. So it's another one of those, it's a unit exam, chapters 5 through 8, and we'll take that Thursday. 25 questions. And they're all from the quizzes. Okay? So here's the network. It's the same network we've been talking about. And so we continue to configure the devices. So they have a PC. Almost everybody got it working. I know for sure these two were working. So we have a PC, and that PC should have a default gateway pointing at the interface on the router. Then the router should have a default gateway pointing up to here. So really three basic things. You need to configure these two interfaces on the router and then put in a default route. We'll talk about that later. And then configure the PC to be on that network. So let's look at the details of that. So here's the router the students configured. All right. There's the router, and then we have PCs we can put on the network. So the first thing I said, they should be able to ping their default gateway. They should be able to ping here. This IP address would be where they should be pointing their default gateway. Then they needed this IP address configured. That's connected to the router I was configuring up here. So then they need a default gateway in this router pointing up here. The way you do that, IP route, quad zeros, this is the interface you're pointing at. So the interface on your router, which was a serial interface, should have been 00 or 000 or whatever. You have to look. And then the next hop, which is the IP address of the router up here, the next hop router. Alright, so we continued those configurations, and what you can do is you can log in using the diagram from the previous page. Okay, there is a little video under Enhanced Learning that explains how to log in remotely, and then you should be able to access any of the equipment that's connected. They're not all configured, but you could log in and do a little experimentation. Next Tuesday, we will look at this one more time, this entire configuration, and get some PCs on, or we'll do some configuration in terms of VTY lines, being able to telnet into the equipment, and console, and privilege mode, enable secret passwords. But we'll do that next time. Okay? And that's it. Actually, I have one more thing to say. Key things you should be able to do. You should be able to put a PC on the network with a default gateway here and then, you know, an IP, default gateway, mask, and DNS. On the router, you should be able to configure two interfaces, the interface pointing down at the local area network and the interface pointing out. Then there's only one other thing you need to do in the router. You need to be able to configure a default route out. All the rest of the configuring at this level in time, like all the configuring up here, I'll do. Okay, so you want to start working on your notes, getting that all squared away. Now I'm done.